Hey everybody, this is Pasek, and welcome back to the Fire Network. Welcome to the On the Mat Wrestling Show, and welcome back to my good, close personal friend, Xenia of Xenia Did That. Yes, hi Xenia.
Hello.
Yes, AEW, Double or Nothing, this time not in Vegas, in Phoenix, Arizona, this Sunday. Also, we have Battleground, but anyways, we talked about Battleground. Double or Nothing is a staple of AEW, right?
Yeah.
We got so many great matches. You know, AEW, all these pay-per-views always go till midnight. All right. We're gonna
And I
start
love
off.
it. And I wouldn't have it any other way. Also, fun fact, up until this one, and this one I'm unfortunately not going to, but up until this one, I've been to every single Double or Nothing that had audiences.
Wait a minute,
So the
hold
very
on.
first
You're
one,
not going to this one. Why?
I don't know, it just kind of didn't work out because usually that's, like I said, the Vegas thing. And this year, WWE kind of pushed AEW out to Vegas with WrestleMania. And then just the timing of things. It's nothing personal. I would love to go. If anyone wants to buy me a last moment flight to Arizona, I still might. But no, this time I'm going to watch from home. But like I said, I've been to every single one. And it is a very special show. It is the show that AEW started with. This was the very first official AEW under the AEW brand show. How many? 6 years ago now.
Yes.
So yeah, it's definitely a staple, like you said.
All right, so we'll start with a bang here. Maybe this won't be the main event, probably the co-main event, but Anarchy in the Arena match featuring international champion, the best belt machine, Kenny Omega, Willow Nightingale, Stuart Strickland, the Ops, Samoa Joe, Powerhouse Hub, and Shibata versus the Death Riders, John Moxley, Claudio, Wheeler Yuta, the Young Bucks, and Maria Shafir. Who you got in this one? And I the over under of tables breaking is 16. Over or under it?
Over under 16 tables?
Yeah.
Over.
Over, okay.
Over for sure. Not just tables are gonna be breaking. And like people are probably gonna be mad at me for saying that, but I think I am Team Death Riders. I just feel like it makes more sense. It's a more cohesive team. There's less internal conflict, and Gabe Kidd is makes perfect sense for him to be involved in that. And I'm a big fan of his work, and I know him personally as a human as well, and he's just so hardworking, so dedicated, and seeing his work is always amazing. And he made Tanahashi cry with how good he wrestled. So what can you do, right? So and I love those Anarchy in the Arena matches so much, and I know a lot of people don't, and I know it's been a bit more difficult of a format to navigate since we've ended the COVID era and since we actually have had people in the arenas, right? And I will say that my favorites are the first ones, but it's just a format that I really, really like. I always say that my favorite genre of wrestling is tomfoolery, and this is exactly that. So I'm extremely excited for that one.
Well, anytime you have a guy named Joe in a match, you know where I'm going, right? So that way. All right. So then we have, and this I'm actually excited for, Nigel McGuinness and Danny Garcia facing FTR. And Nigel McGuinness, definitely, this is a way to get him back in their tag team match and all that. We just need Brian Danielson, Daniel Bryan, whatever, to come here and come out of retirement for one match, one more. Never mind. But who do you got in this one?
Who I think is going to win? FTR. Who do I want to win? That's a whole other question. I was actually there in London in Wembley Arena when Nigel McGuinness came back to the ring, and it was such a special moment. It was just absolutely insane. Like you could feel the energy in the stadium, and I think Nigel McGuinness is an amazing performer, just in any way, shape, or form. Like, I think he's an amazing commentator. I think he's an amazing broadcaster. I think he's an amazing wrestler. He's also a magician. I haven't been to one of those shows yet. I've just had the weirdest like schedule clashes every time, but I really want to go sometime because like what the hell? What this man can do anything. Is there anything he can't do?
Yeah. He's amazing, but you're calling him to lose. So like he can.
Well, I have to be objective. It's nothing personal. It's just business.
All right. Next match, I should have followed the Anarchy match with this one. A stretcher match. Ricochet and Mark Briscoe.
Oh, jeez. I want Mark Briscoe to win. Do I think he would win? No. That's another type of answer like that, where Ricochet is probably. Are you there?
Yeah, no, go ahead. I'm here. It's just 2 seconds because we had a power flicker. So go ahead.
Ricochet is probably doing the best work of his career right now. And that's in the ring, outside the ring, on the microphone, on social media too. Yes, as a social media professional, I think that he really has not stepped over the line. I really think that he has been handling everything professionally, unlike some other people. We're not going to point fingers. But when I said that on the internet, people were mad. People were saying that they need to hold Ricochet to a higher standard when it comes to socials. Maybe, I think we all need social media training. I think it's not, it's at this point, it's not an extra, it's a must. And I am saying that as a social media professional. So if you are a wrestler or promoter, reach out to me, email me, or tap the link in my bio or DM me, and let's elevate your socials. But when it comes to Ricochet, people were mad at me for saying that he's doing good on social media and accusing me of just protecting him over whoever because I like Ricochet. Newsflash, I don't even like Ricochet. Like he's kind of wrestling is just not really something that speaks to my soul. Is he very technically skilled? Is he very gifted? Yes, 100%. And I'm not the kind of person who will deny someone's professionalism or someone's craft just because it's not my thing. But when it comes to not my thing, it's not my thing. And, but it is a lot of other people's things. So good for him.
All right. Now, you don't like to hurt people. I like to hurt people.
You do?
I like me and Bobby Lashley have a lot in common, and Shelton Benjamin. But me being Jewish, and now the other Jewish boy as the newest member of the Hurt Syndicate. That's Maxwell Jacob Friedman, MJF. I was invited to his bar mitzvah. All right. So, why are you laughing? It's true.
I'm happy for you.
Everything like that. But the Hurt Syndicate and this match should be good. The Spanish God. I'm also Spanish, so Spanish. Sammy.
I'm also Spanish by proxy. I live in Spain part time.
Okay, so that's good. One idea. And the Natural Dustin Rhodes. This is for the tag team titles. I like to see Sammy and Dustin to get one big push more, even though Ring of Honor champion and all that. But I just hope. I
like Dustin a lot, and I think he really hasn't missed a beat, and he still got it. But I really don't like Sammy Guevara. Again, not a case of he's a bad wrestler, but more a case of not my thing. And I really feel like at this point in the Hurt Syndicate timeline or life cycle, there would be two outcomes that I would be happy with. Outcome number one, they just bulldoze through them and it's a squash and they just destroy them. And outcome number two, they lose and take it out on MJF and someone else aligns with MJF and something happens and something. Those are the only two outcomes that I'd be happy with.
The third outcome, and you don't even know it, you want to see MJF and me in the bar mitzvah.
Of course, that's the best outcome. Am I invited?
I thought I said bar mitzvah, not circumcision. Okay, so that's that's the truth. But I just hope they don't bury Dustin Rhodes. All right, because I could see the hurt. They hurt people, then MJF come and they destroy Dustin Rhodes bad. So I just hope that they don't destroy him so bad there. Okay.
I just hope that Sammy Guevara gets the short end of the stick and not Dustin Rhodes.
Well, Sammy Guevara, a good dad with Luna, and
lovely wife. Lovely child.
And it's about time we see the wife again. How many? She had a baby. Okay, she hasn't wrestled in 3 years. Come on.
No, wait. She had a match. She had a match after she had a baby. I can't remember where. Was it MLB actually?
I don't know. It's so long ago. I don't remember.
No, she definitely or it was. Or 2 matches. Now I'm thinking. I think she was on a New Japan thing, like a strong thing. Yeah, but no, she's wrestled, so we know that she's ready. So yeah, it's about time. I miss her a lot, and the way that she improved with AEW, like her, like Tay Mello in NXT versus Tay Mello in AEW. Like the AEW Tay Mello smokes her. Like it's crazy how much she's improved, and I know that it's in part because of Dustin Rhodes, by the way. So that makes perfect sense. And the way that her martial arts background manifests in her in-ring style, I think it's really interesting. And I think she's one of the workers who likes and wants to take risks. We've seen her in a hardcore match, and that was so good. So yeah, really, really, really miss her.
No, and you mentioned she was much better than when she was in NXT and all that. But speak about somebody who was in NXT and she's a champion. And you know what, Xenia? She's timeless. Timeless Tony Storm. All right. And this match, underrated. I would say Amina is really, really good. I think this match can steal the show there also. But does timeless Tony Storm lose? Come on. She doesn't lose. She got the bodyguard with her. Luther.
She can't lose. She's timeless. And by the way, I have an interview with her coming soon on my YouTube channel within about a week. That's youtube.com/@ZeniaTheDad. And that was such a cool interview. And I wanted to interview her for a while. And I genuinely think she's the best women's wrestler in the world right now. And I asked her how it feels to be the best wrestler in the world. So I guess you can find out by watching the interview.
Did you tell her the president of Province of Canada wants to talk to her and wants to make her vice president? Never mind. But did she play up in her, I guess, gimmick while doing the interview?
Of course, yeah.
Well, that is a must see on Xenia's YouTube channel. And we'll let Xenia will tell us or tell me, and I'll tell you when it's exactly the day it's out. Go out and check that interview. She does amazing. Xenia does amazing interviews with all these wrestlers, and that's one interview you should go out of your way to watch. It's going to be really fantastic. And another ladies match, but this one for the Owen. All right, it's for the Owen. It's Mercedes Moné, the CEO, taking after me, the president, the CEO up against, yes, come on, you gotta do that stuff. But against Jamie Hayter. By the way, Jamie Hayter is the hardest hitting lady, maybe in wrestling. When she hits. Who you got in that one?
Oh, I think I have to go with Mercedes. I do really like Jamie Hayter, but I feel like since her return, she hasn't been as big a presence in the company as she was before her injury, which again is only fair. She was out for a long while with the injury. So I think she still needs to build up steam a little bit for her to be able to, win something big like that. But, would I love to see it if it happens? Yes, 100%. But I think I have to go with Mercedes in this one.
All right. And then you got the Rainmaker up against Speedball, a Canadian.
Oh my God. That's so exciting too. Like this card is just, you see, like you're bringing up a match and I'm just cheesing because it's such an exciting card. Like where else in the world can you see Okada wrestle Speedball? Like this is where the best wrestle. Like this is it. And obviously Okada is the obvious favorite here, but I'm sure Mike Bailey will give it their best.
I think it's too early to put down Mike Bailey for him to lose and all that. And let's face it, when Okada wins, he wins. There's no doubt about it. So maybe there could be disqualification, something like that, because I think it's too early. Like they did it to Josh Alexander too, who's, by the way, is the MLP champion and will show off the title and everything like that. So let's see what they do with Mike Bailey. I don't think he'll win, but let's see if they make him strong because Okada's the Rainmaker. Maybe they give him a thunderstorm in that match or something like that. So, but in the main event, and by the way, this promo, I don't know if you watched Dynamite, but the promo that Hangman Page and Will Ospreay, and by the way, Will Ospreay is amazing. If just by chance, like you say, you lived in Spain, imagine traveling from the UK on Tuesday and coming into the US or Canada Tuesday night and then wrestling on Wednesday and then going back and forth and wrestling.
I literally cannot imagine. Like I make that flight, literally this exact flight because I fly through UK when I fly to Spain, literally once every couple months. And even then, I need like a full week to recover after. Like it's brutal. And for someone to do that every single week almost and deliver that level of physical, athletic performance is insanity. He's not human, I'll tell you.
It's amazing. And here it's for the Owen also. And we got to touch on, again, I'm sorry for saying this, another Canadian, Owen Hart, May 23rd, 1999, passing away at the Over the Edge pay-per-view. This Sunday will be May 25th, 2025. So, like, if you look at it, it's 26 years. This match, and that promo they did, if you weren't interested in that match, if you watched that promo, you got interested. They made that match the main event. Why? Because of the promo. That promo was amazing. With Hangman was really good, and Will Ospreay, he got angry, he got pissed. His promos were amazing. That was one of the best promos this year in wrestling. Who you got in this match?
I am Team Hangman, and
really?
I will agree with
Over
you.
Ospreay?
100%. Yeah.
Really?
I'll tell you why. I will agree with you about the promo and about the build up to this match. And I do think that Hangman is one of the best, if not the best, character worker in the company. Just the way he's so profound and he's so human and he's so raw and real with his character work is just absolutely amazing. And when it comes to AEW, my one that got away moment, and has always been, is I believe that Hangman should have been the first world champion, the inaugural world champion. And I'm never gonna let it go. But this is one way to make it right and to make his win really significant, and to then eventually put the title on him.
Well, interesting thing, and I mentioned about the promo. What did they say in the promo? Will Ospreay said, "If you win or if I win, I got your back if you need me, and hopefully you'll return the favor or whatever." So I can see whoever wins, Will Ospreay or Hangman, and then being attacked by somebody, and who makes the save is his opponent, because they touched on it in the promo that not a lot of people are talking about. That they talk about the great promo. But if you listen to it, I got your back. And they didn't even, you thought when they go face to face, they'll beat up each other. And especially with Will Ospreay bringing him a bottle of beer, thought he's going to, hit him with the beer or whatever. But they didn't. They were very cordial, very everything. So it's interesting. And to make this, when they have the Anarchy match, and the Anarchy match is not the last match of the night. So something's going to happen. Always.
Something special is definitely going to go down.
Something happens. That's all I 100%. Said. And by the way, for the Toronto fans here, they did announce, and you know this, you've been to All Out several times. All Out will be happening at the Scotiabank Arena Saturday, September 20th. Tickets go on sale June 2nd, but Saturday, September 20th. So look, All Out was in August. They moved it to September. Now they're moving it to late September. A little birdie told me. First of all, yes, you like my.
I love your birdie.
Never wrong. The WWE is looking. They say they don't care what AEW does, but AEW has All In on July 12th. What happens? They make Saturday Night Main Event July 12th. Another little birdie told me now they made Saturday, September 20th in Toronto. Birdie told me Saturday, September 20th, look for a Saturday Night Main Event. And they tell me, they're not scared of AEW. They don't look but they hired everybody from AEW that they gave up to AEW.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, interesting. I've also never been to Canada before. So could this be my first time in Canada? Maybe, possibly.
Okay, well, yeah. We'll talk about that. You got your passport.
We'll talk about it. I do.
All right. Tell them the president of provinces of Canada. They'll deport you to Bangladesh or something like that. But are you looking forward to this pay-per-view this Sunday from Glendale, Arizona? 8:00. It goes for about 4 hours.
I'm so looking forward to it. And we were just talking about how, for me, there's no such thing as too much wrestling. I'm never mad at WWE. Wow, what that was a one hell of a
See, now I gotta
misspoken
edit
word.
everything.
Jesus. Okay. Uh, yeah, like I was saying, there's no such thing as too much wrestling to me, and I'm never mad that AEW pay-per-views running late. Um, I really don't see it as a problem for me as a wrestling fan. So I'm very excited. I've already made plans. I already know who I'm watching with. I already know what snacks we're getting. So I'm very, very excited, actually.
And just the same birdie 2 seconds ago. Look, the phone is on. If you don't see, you don't believe it, the phone is on. All right. 2 seconds ago, I'll read you the quote. Hey, Joe, that's my name, Jolton Joe. Hey, Jolton Joe, nobody's talking about this, so I'll give this to you. Go ahead and run. This Sunday at AEW's Double or Nothing, nobody talks about every pay-per-view. There's usually a surprise in AEW, somebody debuting. This Sunday will be no different.
Ooh.
So I don't know who's a free agent left or whatever, but because Josh Alexander, Mike Bailey, they released some guys from the WWE a couple months ago.
Did, yeah.
And could we see Cora Jade? Could we see, I don't know if they're, see, this is the problem with WWE. If they're in the main roster, they got 90 days. If they're in the NXT that haven't shown up, they got 30 days. If they have shown, they got 60 days. So, who knows? But nobody has been talking about a debut. And from what a little birdie has said, there probably will be a debut in Double or Nothing. There has been always a debut.
Exciting.
And another note is, I'm not going to say who's going to debut, he says, but there'll be a return, a major return that nobody's talking about. And I'll tell you.
So were we right about Bryan Danielson? Were we right to assume that?
I'm not going to say it. I'll tell you off air. But again, okay. This Sunday, also this Sunday, to be fair, NXT Battleground. But Xenia, tell everybody how they could get a hold of you social media-wise.
You can find me at Xenia Did That, that's Xenia, on all social media, on Instagram, on Twitter, on YouTube. A lot of fun interviews coming up on YouTube that I filmed Mania weekend, and I'm finally finalizing and posting. And if you're a wrestler, a wrestling promotion, you're looking to monetize your socials, grow your following, boost your income, boost your ticket sales, reach out to me, DM or email, or tap the link in my bio and book a call, and let's lift you up to superstardom.
All right, that Xenia Did That, and Xenia will be back here probably the next June 7th, and then about 10 days to talk about Money in the Bank and AAA. But Xenia, thanks a lot, and check her out. Check out that interview with Tony Storm and all the great interviews on Xenia YouTube's channel.
Yes. Thank you for having me. And on the 7th of June, I will actually be in Santa Agustin, Florida at River City Con. A lot of great wrestlers are going to be there as well, and I'll have a table, so come chat, take a picture.
All right. That Xenia Did That, and now you know what she did.